Did you know that most people live their entire lives stuck in the tutorial phase? By that I mean, so many people live their everyday lives only ever operating inside the safe zone. They settle for their minimum potential, doing just the bare minimum to get by. Now, there's nothing wrong with that if you are genuinely happy living the tutorial, but the consequence is you are missing out on all that the open world has to offer, not to mention missing out on what you are truly capable of becoming. It's been my personal observation that many of those who claim they are satisfied living the tutorial aren't actually satisfied at all. They speak from such a sad state of mind, acting like they've already lost the game when they haven't even truly stepped one foot onto the playing field. For many people, the struggle is different. Some can see the open world horizon a possibility, but it feels like it's completely impossible. They become paralyzed by the fear of failure, fear of loss, the sheer effort required, or the lack of perfect conditions, and various other reasons. But I'm not putting down. Just saying. If you haven't figured it out yet, I am talking about dreams and aspirations. I've been reflecting on this heavily for the past 6 months. I've been aggressively changing my routines and daily habits. I still am. But in all this, I started looking specifically at my massive dreams and ambitions, and I realized how long I had allowed myself to be discouraged. I let a negative mindset, a lack of resources, and the doubts of other people hold me down. And the funniest thing is that it didn't even happen all at once. It was just a very slow and subtle decline of me giving up until I eventually just realized, when did I even stop? Because I had never made one specific turning point of giving up, and it just brutally awoken me to the fact of that I had given up and why. And I started asking myself all these questions, and it's due to many, many reasons that differ for everyone. But in the midst of it all, I decided I didn't care what anyone else had to say about it anymore. If I looked foolish for even trying again, because there was a few people who knew about what I was trying to do and thought it was silly because I had tried it multiple times. But honestly, it just hurts me so much to not pursue my dreams. It genuinely hurts for me not to act. Something inside of me just refuses to give up. So I've decided to try again, regardless of the situations, environment, or whatever. I was like, you only live once. And so because of that, I started deeply observing the differences between those who fulfill their dreams and those who stay stuck. All of which led me to notice a few massive, undeniable pillars. The first of which is mindset. The first massive difference between tutorial dwellers and open world achievers comes down to one thing: mindset. It is a compound word, mind and set, literally meaning a fixed state of mind. Most people who remain trapped in the starting village have their mindset on a negative, rigid pattern instead of a positive growth pattern. And that single setting blocks them from ever finishing the tutorial. How? It's actually pure biology. Neurologists and behavioral scientists have discovered that a negative fixed mindset physically alters your brain's chemistry. When you constantly hyperfocus on what is hard, uncomfortable, or what might go wrong, you literally reprogram a filter in your brain called the reticular activating system, or RAS for short. It becomes a broken algorithm, blinding you to the opportunities and forcing you to only see obstacles and problems. You also completely starve your brain of dopamine, the chemical of anticipation and drive, which triggers a biological give-up reflex the moment a real challenge arises. You aren't lazy. You are just physically breaking your brain's ability to succeed. As Seneca wrote, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. But when you choose a positive growth mindset, you turn your perspective into a superpower. As Trent Shelton says, perspective can be your power or your prison. Through a process called neuroplasticity, your brain physically wires itself for victory based on your dominant thoughts. Note, your dominant thoughts. So what are you thinking about every single day? What are you constantly dwelling on? Take note of that. As Brian Tracy states, your life is a reflection of your thoughts. If you change your thinking, you change your life. And in my personal experience, this is super darn true. So how did I fix this for myself at least? Well, over the past 6 months of upgrading my habits, and especially during these last 3 weeks of chasing my dreams and longer, basically. I had to completely retrain my brain using what I'm currently calling the positive filter method. I take a piece of paper, write out my daily task, and next to each task, I write only the positive benefits of completing it. For example, when I'm taking a difficult business quiz, I focus my brain on the rewards and the benefits. Like, for example, this lets me practice my business knowledge. This helps me develop business until it becomes second nature. This lets me help, pass college and helps me get better grades and helps me achieve my dreams, and so on and so forth. And let me note, you do not have to complete the list to 100% perfection. Every task does not need to be checked off. As long as 80 to 90% of it is done, the core mission is accomplished. Because the whole point of the exercise is not to mark the task off. It is very nice and it gets you an extra reward if you do. But the whole point of the practice is to retrain your brain to think and focus only on the positives. It's to rewire your brain. So anytime you go to take those tasks or do those tasks, focus on the positive. When you think, I don't want to do this, think, no, I get to practice my business knowledge. And whatever it is you're doing or trying to focus on the positives and just keep doing it. It takes practice and it takes a little while, but it really works. At least it did for me, and I hope it does for you. The funniest thing is, this isn't a modern self-help invention. This is an unchangeable law written into scripture. Proverbs 23:7 states, "For as he thinks in his heart, so is he." You are what you think. If you think it's too hard, it becomes impossible. As Henry Ford also said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. This is why Romans 12:2, or a part of why, commands us, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." You are transformed by the changing of your mind, specifically. For my Christian siblings, by anchoring your focus entirely on Yah, as Marcus Aurelius reminded us, our life is what our thoughts make it. So, you want one step to changing is to change your mindset. The second major difference I noticed between open world achievers and tutorial dwellers is defined by their identity and self-confidence. Look at any RPG game. Before you step into a dangerous open world, you customize your character. You select your class, choose your build, your look, and you even pick a name. By the time the game starts, you know exactly who you are playing as. But in real life, most people carry a completely blank character sheet. They have no defined identity, and when you don't know who you are, you completely lack the self-confidence to face high-level enemies. You start treating yourself like an NPC, a non-playable character, in your own life story, just passively reacting to whatever happens to you. Behavioral psychologists point out that your brain will always fight to align your actions with your identity. If your internal identity is, "I am someone who quits when things get hard," your brain will literally engineer your failure to keep that identity true. To leave a tutorial, you have to stop trying to force new actions and start claiming a new identity. In a way, it's part of changing your mindset too. But you build self-confidence by making small covenants or promises with yourself and keeping them. That is how you level up your confidence stat. How I fix this? Personally, I used to struggle heavily with wanting to express myself. I hated being misunderstood and felt like I constantly had to explain myself to everyone. But over, like I said, the last 6 months of changing my habits, I realized most people aren't even thinking about you that hard anyway, and are probably going to forget about whatever it is you said or did. And that honestly, a lot of the problem was just me in my head making things a lot bigger than it was. It was honestly not a big deal. I realized that you just have to speak your piece only if you need to, not because you just feel like you have to say something. Speak when you actually have something real to say, and stop trying to prove yourself. And realize that true confidence doesn't only just come from within, it comes from Yah, or God. It comes from knowing exactly whose authority you are walking in. Treat it like a hard fact, because biblically, it is one, that when you stumble, Yah will see it through. As the Bible says in Ephesians 2:10, you are Yah's masterpiece, created to do good things he planned long ago. You aren't spawned into this world as a background character. You are the main character of the specific assignment Yah gave you. Stop playing like you're an NPC. Here's the third difference. The journey / escaping instant gratification. We live in a culture entirely addicted to instant gratification. Everyone wants the max level gear, the end game loot, and the final victory screen without actually playing through the campaign. But in video game terms, this is like downloading a 100% completed save file. If you jump straight into the end credits, the game isn't fun. It's boring. Very boring. Everyone knows that. The fun is literally in playing the game and defeating the hard bosses. Is literally the whole point of a video game. Unless it's a cozy one. But even then. But when you only focus on the end result, you end up hating the daily grind. And as the philosopher Heraclitus once famously noted, day by day, what you do, you become. If your daily action is full of resentment, you are simply training yourself to be a resentful person. This also, if you haven't noticed, has to do with mindset. Lol. But this is why so many people look at successful individuals and feel very bitter. But there is an old There is an old philosophical warning that you all must remember, and that is to envy no one. For whatever you see, a price was paid. There, I said it. You cannot covet someone else's high-level status if you aren't willing to bleed through the same dungeons they did. The grind is mandatory. If you do not learn to find a joy in the process, your willpower drains and you quit half-hearted. This also can kind of tie into whether or not you're actually passionate about the thing you're pursuing. Because as my college professor, he always quotes, find something you are passionate about and you'll never work a day in your life. And I don't think he's wrong. But yeah, scripture commands completely different approach to time and seasons. Ecclesiastes 3:1 states, to everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven. You have to learn to appreciate where you are in your own journey. And quote, your own journey. Don't compare yourself to other people. Even if it's not where you want to be yet. Because every single season serves its divine purpose. The tutorial phase was meant to teach you the basic controls, not to be your permanent forever home. So how did I fix this? Well, I used to focus way too much on level 100, even though I was still only sitting at level 1. And it led to a lot of decision paralysis, overthinking, and a big array of complicated emotions and messes. It left me feeling completely defeated and losing hope. But honestly, I realized that when I started looking closely at my dreams, I had to accept the brutal reality. There is no physical way to reach level 100 without completely conquering level 2 first. We gotta focus on the next level and only that level. And it's only when I stopped worrying about the final boss, I shifted my focus to the daily quest right in front of my face, trusting that the next quest will reveal itself when it is time. Did I finally just start making progress and being more at peace and having less stress while pursuing my aspirations? So basically, essentially, start treating your life like a little video game questing, like you're doing real life quests, because you are. Video games are based on IRL. I completely shifted my focus exclusively to level 2. And yes, you might find some information or items along the way that can help you later for level 5 or level 50, whatever level, and that's fine, but do not overthink it. Do not let it throw you off your current rhythm and just put it in your pocket, save it for later, because trust me, if you let that thing distract you for way too long, the spiral will start all over again, and you do not need that. Just focus on level 2. Do not focus on level 100 or trying to 100% it. Just focus on 100%ing quest 2, and then after quest 2, quest 3, and every level after that. Anything else throw it out the window and don't give it a second thought. It ain't a big deal. Forget about it. A lot of things simply aren't worth the worry or the stress, and obsessing over them will only delay your progress. Focus on the exact quest right in front of your face. I know I'm getting repetitive, but the moment I made the shift, an overwhelming wave of peace replaced my anxiety, as Galatians 6:9 promises, and let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap, if we do not lose heart. Stop watching the end credits, fall in love with the journey, and trust the season you're in. Trust me, you'll appreciate yourself so much more if you do. The last and final thing that differentiates tutorial dwellers and open world players is the lack of a defined plan. Have you ever opened a massive open world game, looked at a giant map covered in thousands of different quest icons, and felt completely overwhelmed? You don't know where to go first, so you just log off. That is exactly what happens in real life. It's called decision paralysis. When you have a massive dream but no micro steps to get there, your brain treats the dream as a threat. To protect you from the stress of the unknown, your mind locks up and defaults to worry. But as the saying goes, worry is a misuse of your imagination. Instead of using your mind to build a bridge, you use it to build a prison. But talking about it from my last video, we discussed that life is just full of uncertainty, but it's oftentimes in the uncertainty that you find the clarity of what to do next, and you just won't know until you set sail and step a foot out and just go adventure. If you want to know more, you can go watch my first video and you can hear me talk about all about that, but this video we're keeping it straight to the point. Marcus Aurelius gave the ultimate antidote to the exact mental trap when he wrote, "Do not disturb yourself by imagining your whole life at once. You do not need to figure out how to defeat the final boss today. You just need to clear the camp right in front of you and make it to level 2, which is the same thing which I said in the last example. But honestly, without a clear daily plan, you will naturally drift back into comfort. You have to realize a brutal truth about life. If you don't choose your hard will choose you. Staying stuck and unfulfilled is hard. Chasing your dreams is hard. Which one do you prefer? That is up to you to decide. If you don't intentionally design your day, however, your life becomes an unorganized mess. I experience this every day. Anytime that I do not define my mornings, especially my mornings, if I do not take control of the morning and define how my morning goes, the rest of my day is messy, unorganized, and I just drift. I have to organize my mornings. Now, it might vary to every person, but regardless, as a powerful modern proverb states, those who commit to nothing are distracted by everything. This reality shows up in your daily habits. If a stranger studied your current routine, would they assume and can tell what your priorities are? Could they look at your life and say, oh, they obviously care a lot about this. They obviously are running towards this. Could they tell? Can they tell? Ask yourself that. Because the truth is, your life is a reflection of how you spend your time. If you spend 4 hours scrolling and 0 hours building, your true priority isn't your dream, it's distraction and comfort. The fears we don't face become our limits. So how did I fix this? Well, I grabbed a blank piece of paper and built my own quest log. First, I wrote down all my true desires. Even the completely unrealistic, almost impossible ones. And don't try and limit yourself. Be like, oh, well, this might be too prideful, or this might be too, much. I might be extra, or, whatever other reason. Honestly, you just have to be honest, because this is how you're going to discern between who you actually are deep down inside and what you're actually striving for. And if there is a problem, then you can fix it after you wrote it down. Just be completely wild and unrealistic. Just write it on the paper. We fix it later. Second, I wrote down my do not desires, which is the opposite of the true desires. It's the exact stagnant life I refuse to settle for. It's the do not desires is the absolute, I refuse to be like this. I refuse to go down this path. It's your absolutely do nots, which you absolutely do not want for yourself in life and that you refuse to settle for. Third thing, I looked at what actions led to those bad outcomes, and I drew my lines in the sand. Like, for example, maybe taking a sip of alcohol would lead me to becoming a drunk. So I draw my line at never taking a sip of alcohol for me personally, because I just refuse. It's just better if I don't know sometimes, right? But you draw that line and you refuse to cross them under any circumstances. This is your line. I will never do this. If anything tries to get me down this line, you refuse it. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to be overwhelmed. It's a no, regardless of the moral principle. Some things can just be your personal preference. Just no, okay? And finally, I found my micro quest, which is the opposite of the drawing the border and the line. It's asking yourself, what can I do that will lead me towards what I want? So now we're thinking the opposite. Now we're thinking, if I study hard and I pass my grades and I pass my college and get my degree and study and pay attention to business, I can be better at business, and it will help develop business to be second nature to me. You know, I'm talking about college because I'm in college and I got college assignments today a little, but basically just write out, if I do this, then that helps me achieve this. And then it's very simple. Go do that. And trust me, there is always something small you can do right now. Something very, very small and easy. Maybe not too easy, but easy enough. For example, study the subject, like 10 minutes. You don't have to be that long. Or change your diet. It could be one food, just eliminating sugar. Or exercise, going out for a walk every day. Or eliminate a small bad habit. It's just something very tiny that I'm 100% sure that there is something out there for you to do. Just something super tiny that will help you jumpstart your journey. Because you know what? Yah is not the author of confusion or chaos. He offers order and vision. In Habakkuk 2:2, Yah commands, write the vision and make it plain on tablets, that he may run who reads it. Notice that the vision must be made plain. It must be broken down, simplified, and mapped out so clearly that you can actively run with it. A plan gives your brain a direction, and direction eliminates anxiety, followed by action, of course. It's like, when you organize your steps under Yah's guidance, internal chaos vanishes. As the Holy Spirit whispers to our hearts, find your peace, and everything will fall into place. Or as Proverbs 16:3 promises in New King James Version, commit your works to Yah, and your thoughts will be established. Stop overthinking the whole map. Write down your mission for tomorrow, anchor your peace in him, and take the first step out of tutorial. But anyways, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. This is mainly a reflection of myself and what I've been thinking about this whole time. I've been reflecting on a lot of these things, and this is just what I personally learned. This is what I've personally concluded and come to, and I just thought I'd share it because I know there's a lot of people out there who have big aspirations and are just kind of living with them right now and want to make something. So I just so happened to notice these small things, and that were for me. They were problems for me that I'm fixing, and now that I'm fixing them, I'm starting to see a lot of change. And I thought, well, maybe if it's me, there's probably someone else out there who probably struggles with very similar things. And through my observation, a lot of people tend to. So I hope it helps. If it even gives you an idea or a direction, what may work for me might not work for you. You might have to modify things to be better for you, and that is completely okay. But like I said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and until next time, stay adventurous and true. Bye.